Spark and Seed proudly presents The Massacre at Preah Vihear Temple, the Untold Story. A crime against humanity of which the Thai military was never held accountable. Imagine a cliff with a drop of more than 500 meters, about 1,640 feet. At its edge, thousands of Khmer refugees stand, held at gunpoint by the Thai military. They are ordered to return to their homeland by stepping into the abyss. Imagine the sick, barely able to stand. Imagine the children clinging to their mothers. Imagine the fear, the screams, the chaos. This is not a scene from a movie. This is a real event, carved into the memories of the 30,000 Khmer who survived and into the silence left. My little ones, there's a story I've kept buried in my heart for 46 years. I was your age when it happened. I thought I had already seen the worst: starvation, soldiers, the loss of friends. But what happened on Ghost Mountain was worse than anything I could have imagined. It was late 1978. Your great-grandmother, your uncles and I had survived the Khmer Rouge, walking for days to reach the Thai border. The refugee camp felt like a blessing. Thin soup, a tent to sleep under, and no gunshots at night. We laughed again, just a little. I thought the worst was over. Then one morning, Thai soldiers came. Their boots kicked up dust as they walked between our tents. They shouted orders, telling us we'd be taken to a better place. A few people asked where. I saw one soldier raise his rifle and slam the butt into an old man's face, knocking him to the ground. Mama squeezed my hand so tight it hurt. She whispered, "Don't talk, just do what they say." We were herded into trucks, so crowded that I could feel the sweat of strangers soaking my shirt. A woman next to me was holding her baby. The baby's cry was muffled against her chest, as if even the infant understood we had to be silent. 7 hours later, the buses stopped. It was still dark. The soldiers jumped down first, their rifles slung low. One of them lit a cigarette, the orange glow lighting up his face as he smirked at us. I heard whispers in Khmer. Some older men recognized the place. "Preah Vihear," they said. But why here? Then the soldiers shouted for us to get out. We stood at the edge of a cliff, looking down into a wall of jungle. The air was damp and cold. You could smell the earth and something else, like rusted metal. A few people refused to move. I saw a soldier grab a teenage boy by the collar, slam him to the ground, and fire his rifle into the dirt just inches from his head. Another woman begged in broken Thai. A soldier spat in her face and pushed her toward the cliffside path. We understood then, this wasn't relocation. This was expulsion. The path down was steep, slick with mud. People hesitated. The first landmine went off within minutes, a blast that threw dirt and blood into the air. I remember the ringing in my ears. I saw what was left of a man's arm on the rocks. Some people tried to climb back up toward the Thai soldiers. That's when I heard the gunfire. They were shooting at us, at unarmed families. A man fell backward, a hole in his chest. The soldiers didn't even pause. They shouted for us to keep going. We had no choice but to move forward. Every step was a gamble. The path was littered with old mines from the war, hidden under leaves, buried in the soil. I saw a mother step onto one. The explosion took her legs instantly. Her baby, still tied to her chest, landed a few feet away, crying. No one dared rush in to help. We didn't know where the next mine was. A boy, maybe 12, was ahead of me. He reached out to grab a vine for balance. There was another explosion. I never saw him again. His screams stopped so suddenly, it felt like the jungle itself swallowed him. Every few minutes, boom, another life ended. Pieces of clothing fluttered in the branches. The smell of blood mixed with the jungle air. We had to step over bodies, over people still alive, but too injured to move. Some begged us to take them with us, but Mama whispered, if we stop, we die too. From above, I could still hear the Thai soldiers' voices, laughing, shouting insults in their language. They knew what they were sending us into. Some survivors later said they saw soldiers throwing rocks down at people or aiming their rifles just for sport. I didn't need to see it to know the cruelty was deliberate. They didn't see us as people. We were a problem to be erased. When the sun went down, the darkness made everything worse. We huddled on a narrow ledge, afraid to move. All night, we heard the groans of the dying. Some were calling out for their mothers. Others were whispering prayers. And somewhere in the blackness, you could hear the click of metal. Maybe another mine being triggered. Maybe an animal moving through the underbrush. Every sound felt like a threat. We walked for weeks after we made it down. We had no food, just water scooped from muddy streams. We hid from anyone with a gun, not knowing if they were friend or enemy. My feet bled through the thin cloth I wrapped them in. Eventually, we saw men with white flags, aid workers. They gave us rice, clean water, and a place to rest. We were alive, but thousands of others never left that mountain. For years, we stayed silent. The world didn't want to hear about the massacre at Ghost Mountain, and maybe we didn't want to remember. But now, with you sitting here safe and warm, I need all of you to know. Hate can turn people into monsters. Those soldiers had power over us, and they used it to destroy. But we survived. Your great-grandmother carried me down that mountain, and now I carry this story to you. Remember it, tell it, so that those 13,000 souls are not lost again in silence. May their souls rest in peace. May Khmer resilience continues. May the Ghost Mountain Massacre serve as a reminder that Khmer people must be forever united and strong. Thank you for watching. Please share with the world. If you have family members that have gone through the hellish experience at Ghost Mountain, please share so that they can have closure. At Spark and Seed, igniting ideas, growing knowledge.